Greetings, fair earthlings. I am Smelly B, and I'd like to welcome you either to or back to my channel where the topic of conversation is, of course, fragrances all the goddamn time. To get my housekeeping out of the way, I am not an expert. I have no aspirations toward being an expert. My opinion is very, very pedestrian, and I'm okay with that. I'm here because I share a common passion with you all. I can sit and talk about fragrances all day. Damn sure can sit and listen to people talk about them all day, which I often do, and that's where you come in, and that I do invite you to join me in conversation. Tell me what you know, what you want to know, my little bit of knowledge. Correspond with me in the comments. What do what are your opinions? What do you agree with? Yada, yada, yada. Here for all of it. I'm wide open. I'm so in it for the community. So, all that said, welcome! So, what I want to talk about today is something that's been really, really helpful to me over the years and years and years and years of my fragrance journey, coming from, I don't know if it's everywhere, but coming from the hood like me. Fragrance oils were a thing growing up. Like, when nobody bought, retail fragrances, the real bottles, we went and got the knockoff from the oil man. Either the oil man on the train, the oil man walking around in the neighborhood, or the oil man who actually had a legit stand in the mall. Neither here nor there. That's how we got up on what was hip in terms of, the newer fragrances. Niche wasn't such a big deal at that point. It was more, sort of the designers and all of that stuff, or your more traditional sense, like your frankincense and myrrh, your you know what I mean, your musks and all of that stuff. And it's just become so expansive, and I'm glad to see it because, gosh, there's so much benefit to supporting your local, your oil man, your oil dealers. I've seen it really, really legitimized in a few different oil brands, one of which is regional to me. I live in Maryland, so there's my one guy, Hal, at Wheaton Mall. Shout out. If you're local, go see him. His oils are beautiful, really, really high quality, well packaged. He's wonderful, black business, yada, yada, yada. I forget the name of his stand at the Bennett, but he also ships. I guess I can include the name of his business in the description. I won't give contact though. That's not who I want to talk about today, though. Today I want to talk about a company that I learned about through another YouTuber. And I tested it out for myself, and the brother's legit. The business is great. I had to give it a try enough to know that the business is consistent before I passed on the recommendation. I'm very pleased. The name of the company is FragrantBodyOilz. I've seen a couple of YouTubers reference this company, but I think the originator, the first person to mention it, was probably Eva Monroe. And I think we all, just have had consistently pleasant experiences with this business. So, I'm putting my my vote in the hat also, to letting y'all know, yeah, it's safe to go this route. Oils, period. For me, why I find them beneficial is, obviously the glaring reason is because, it saves you hundreds and hundreds of dollars a coin. But also for somebody like me, I'll buy, the real fragrance at its, top dollar price, or however low I can get it. But I'll still buy the oil to accompany it. Why? Because you get to stretch your real fragrance out a lot longer when you can layer it with an oil. So the issue I run into in the past with dealing with these oil slingers is the oils, even if they do have sort of the faint essence of the real fragrances, whatever base oil they use, whatever the carrier, it smells so synthetic and so plasticky or medicinal that you can't ignore it. That's been a problem, and it's consistent with a lot of oil dealers. So when I come across an oil house, if you want to call it that, that has really clean wearing oils, you have a customer in me. And Fragrant Body Oils is that. Their oils are so clean. They don't dirty up the fragrance at all. They don't compromise the fragrance at all. That's the plus number one for me. Two is the fact that they get startlingly close to the real fragrances. I'm like, is this legal? I mean, I guess everybody's doing the clone thing now, but oh, okay, this is like the real thing. So that I am able to comfortably layer them with my actual full bottle purchases of these things and save some of my juice or stretch my juice because they smell exactly. And I had to make sure I pronounced the T. You know, what kind of country I be passing by letters, so I'm saying exactly. No, I need y'all to know it smells exactly like the real thing. It's in a few of them, give or take, just a tiny little bit of nuance in that sometimes the real fragrances, I'm calling them real, the actual fragrances are just might have a little more spice to them. I find that oils have a difficult time capturing spicy notes or the more metallic notes in fragrances. But if you're talking sweet, booze, vanilla florals, yeah, the oils do an excellent job of replicating those types of notes. That said, Fragrant Body Oils, I bought their Angel Share. You can see I use this bad boy up. I gotta get a big bottle. I want they sell the big fat roller balls too. I'm definitely gonna cop. Because when I tell you same, I have it to compare to, like, they really are. There's not they're not different. And that's just the truth. Like, I would love to give more credit to, the highfalutin brand, but shit, if you ain't got it like that, which many of us don't, let's be honest about it. Sometimes even discounted, you still can't fuck with it, pardon my French. You know what I mean? Let's being honest, staying low to the ground, support your local oil slinger. You smell just as good. You hear me? Do this. This was my Angel Share, so I do use them to, the reason number one, stretch my fragrance buys out, because I'm, backup bottle maybe, but I don't want to keep spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the same thing over and over again. I'd much rather use this as my base layer and then just go with a good juice. So to stretch them out is one reason I use them. Another is, this is Plum Japonais. I think it's Tom Ford. It was a Tom Ford fragrance, which I don't know where to find anymore. I couldn't find it anywhere. And the places that I could find it, it was dumb expensive. And like I say, I'm low to the ground. I just can't even if I got it, I'm just not willing to spend over a certain amount of money on fragrance. It's just, let me not speak too much because I don't want to come off as judgy or preachy. Like, some people do have it like that. God bless them. I'm not one of them. Neither here nor there. The oil slingers often have discontinued or hard to find replications of difficult to find or discontinued fragrances. Plum Japonais being one of them, and smelling hella legit. It's so, I really appreciate they don't have that weird synthetic aspect to whatever base oil, whatever the carrier oil is. It's so clean. It's so clean. And these oils are long wearing, extremely long wearing. So good. Yeah. And what I also appreciate about purchasing from this oil company in particular is you purchase, I usually buy bigger roller balls. I have a bunch of them, actually. I have larger ones. But you buy whatever you're going to buy, and they will send you a nice little cluster of samples. I wish I could show y'all packaging and all, but it's been so long since I opened a package from them. I've had my oils for a little minute now. But it's very neatly and carefully packaged, so that your stuff don't get all broken up in the shipping process, and I really appreciate that. Everything's labeled and has their contact on it. It's going to be sort of difficult to see. And again, I've had my stuff for a while, so it's all coming apart and it's greasy and whatnot. But they do send little samples of other things sort of for you to try out. And, you know, I looked up on a while back a sample of Royal Vanilla, which is by, I always get Mancera and Montauk confused. Mancera, which I hadn't come across before. I hadn't come across Royal Vanilla. I know people talk about, is it Roses Vanille? Shit, don't give me the line. Pardon my French. Why am I cussing so much tonight? I usually try to look a little more tidy for recording, but this is who I am. The Royal Vanilla sample came, and because I have such a track record of purchasing oils that smell exactly like the original fragrance, I can take it to the bank that this sample likely smells like whatever the real smell is. I got this and was, in love with it right away. And I knew, you know, I'm pretty safe buying a full bottle of the legitimate fragrance, because if this is what it smells like in the FragrantBodyOilz version, I can take to the bank that the real version is probably 98% same. And that's exactly what I did. And sure enough, the juice in this bottle and this little oil, impeccable. This is an impeccable replica. It's really, you know, to the untrained nose, like if you're not real, you know, sort of, many of us have we're a little more tuned in, a little more, our sense of smell is a bit more keen, but at first sniff, there's really not any difference, not much difference at all. And I really, really appreciate this brand for being consistent in that regard. Like, I can really, really trust that fragrances are going to be of quality. The oil is going to be clean, nice and dense texture. Look how shiny. Can you tell? You can't tell because I just be shiny anyway. But it just really, really good quality stuff. So I wanted to get in the make sure I get in the feed of people recommending this particular oil house. It's all right with me. I can't name him by name. I don't know who the owner is, but all right with me. And they have a supporter in me for quite some time. I'm gonna rock with them for a while. Like I said, I have a local guy that's much closer to me, and I don't have to pay away for shipping. But even still, I'm in FragrantBodyOilz, seeing what I can get, seeing what I can see, because I just know the quality is going to be there. So kudos to them. I will put a link in the description to the website. Shipping's pretty good, pretty quick turnaround time. You know, everything's impacted by COVID at the moment and all of that. So offer them some grace, but there's never been a time I've become impatient waiting for my items to arrive. And when they do arrive, they're so purposefully and carefully packaged that I really, really appreciate the time and care put into it. Their products have soul. I like it a lot. I like oils. It reminds me of home. You know, the community I come from. Like, I'm always going to buy oil. I'm always going to support my local oil slanger, or, you know, the ones online know that's the thing. You know, I'm happy to see it expanding. And reaching people outside our communities, because it's usually, as far as I know, been reserved, you know, it's sort of quietest kept, our best kept secret in communities of color. So it's cool to see it expanding, branching out, getting legs, maturing and growing with us. FragrantBodyOilz. Check them out. Okay? Thank you for joining me today. Let me know in the comments section. Have you ordered anything from this brand before? Do you have any others I should try? Any questions? Whatever. You just want to say, hey, hit me up in the comment section. I'm here for the community again and again. That's all for tonight. Till next time I upload, be well. Deuces.